Disney built the Treasure Island Resort in Bakers Bay in the Bahamas. Then they abandoned it because of Mowgli's palace. Mowgli is the story of an abandoned child in the jungle, essentially raised by animals and simultaneously threatened, pursued by other animals. Disney shut it down and nobody knew what the hell to think. I was in awe when I reached the front gates of the resort. Hanging on the gate was a sheet of metal, some random scrap, with hand-painted letters scrawled in black. Abandoned by Disney. The inner grounds of the place were just as overgrown as the entryway. All that remained of any outdoor structures were broken, rotting wood and various charred bits of unidentifiable material. On the grounds was a statue of Baloo, which stood in a sort of courtyard in front of the main building. He was frozen in a jovial way toward no one, staring into empty space with a silly, toothy grin as bird shit covered whole swaths of his fur and vines ensnared his platform. The front doors weren't just open, they had been taken off their hinges and were stolen. Above the front doors, or the gaping maw where they had been, someone had once again painted "Abandoned by Disney." The kitchen was as you'd imagine, but every glass surface was broken, every door knocked off its hinges, every metal surface kicked and dented. The entire place smelled like very old piss. The huge freezer, not even remotely cool now, had hooks hung from the ceiling, probably for hanging cuts of meat, and as I stood inside for a moment, I noticed they were swinging. I stopped one from swinging by clutching it in my fist, then carefully letting go, but within seconds it started to swing once more. As I left, I noticed scribbled on the wall yet again, "Abandoned by Disney." Using my camera flash as a sort of improvised flashlight, I could see that a staircase led to a metal mesh door with a padlock. A sign on the door read "Mascots Only." In the mascots only area nothing had been stolen or broken. Eventually, I reached a black and yellow striped door with the words "Character Prep 1" stenciled on it. The door would open. That was until there was a slight popping sound and the door creaked open slowly. It took a second for my eyes to adjust. The lights dimmed a bit and steadied. Various Disney costumes hung on the walls, fully put together like strange cartoon cadavers hung from invisible nooses. There was a Mickey Mouse costume at the center of the room. It was lying on its back in the center of the floor like a murder victim. The fur on the costume was rotten and shedding, creating bare patches. It was like a photo negative of the actual Mickey Mouse. Black where he should be white and white where he should be black. His normally red overalls were light blue. An entire row of frozen, putrid cartoon faces, some with plastic eyes missing. That's when Mickey, that photo negative, opposite Mickey in the middle of the floor, started to get up. First sitting up, then climbing to its feet, the Mickey Mouse costume, or whoever was inside of it, stood there at the center of the room, its fake face just starting directly at me. "Hey," it said in a hushed, perverted, but perfectly executed Mickey Mouse voice, "wanna see my head come off?" It started to pull at its own head, working its clumsy, glove-clad fingers around its neck with clawing, impatient movements similar to a wounded man trying to pull himself free of a predator's jaws. As it worked its digits into its neck so much thick, chunky, yellow blood. I heard a sickening tearing of cloth and flesh. I ran away. Above the doorway out of this room, I saw the final message clawed into the metal with bone or fingernails. "Abandoned by God."
Hey everybody, it's me, Mickey Mouse. Yeah!